Can I move away from the what about, which I know, Scott, you love to do, and actually say,
why don't you want to acknowledge that it's a real argument?
Let me actually say,
I wouldn't want to talk about it either.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to yesterday's news channel, where we watch CNN so you don't have to. Today we're starting on NewsNight with Phillip, and then jumping over to the arena with Kasie Hunt, where both panels are melting down over the Pentagon's decision to review the video from Democrat senators telling troops not to follow Donald Trump's unlawful orders. Meanwhile, Scott Jennings is the only person at either table asking the one question none of these liberals can seem to answer. Anyway, let's watch Scott Jennings dismantle this intimidation narrative. Let's go.
The Justice Department were to bring cases against these lawmakers, these would be thrown out. The only reason that the FBI is even looking into this is to chill speech. That's exactly what it is. He wants these people to stop. He wants other members of Congress to he wants to silence Democratic members of Congress and other elected leaders on speaking out against Trump. When it comes to...
Wait, can I ask you a question? Stop what? You said they want them to stop. Stop what?
They want them to stop speaking out.
So you said speaking out against Trump. So you're saying that you believe that inherent in the video is that Donald Trump has given illegal orders.
No, actually, what I will say about...
Because what Abby argues is that they're just stating a fact, but you're saying it's speaking against Trump.
Because they speak out against Trump in other ways.
If it's speaking against Trump, then you took the message the way they intended it. You took it the way they intended it, which is that Trump has given illegal orders, and you can't name one and nobody else can.
Hold on, let me just say that. Congress has a role in ensuring that there are whistleblower protections when people come out and speak out when something... I'm not saying there is. I'm saying in the Biden administration, I'm saying in the Biden administration, there were whistleblowers. In other administrations, there have been whistleblowers. And what happens is Congress's responsibility to ensure that these people have protections wherever you are in the federal government and whether you're in our military. This has happened throughout administrations. And if they have reason to believe that there is something that is unconstitutional,
just to put a bow on this,
you believe Democrats just to move forward.
I hear you. Just to put a bow on it, you believe that it is that you took the message. Democrats are encouraging the military to defy the commander-in-chief over some current orders that you can't name, but you're pretty sure they're illegal.
Here's what I believe. I believe that regardless of the president, no one in our military should actually follow through with unconstitutional orders.
What are they?
That's what I believe. I'm saying regardless. I don't know. Regardless of president.
That was a short one, so I'll get right to the next clip. Just really quickly, you notice how fast she jumps straight into her talking points? I mean, they weren't about the video itself or whether or not the senators crossed the line, but straight to Trump wants to intimidate us. Let's just pump the brakes for a second, lady. The Pentagon hasn't launched a probe. They haven't accused anyone of anything. They ordered a basic review, the kind they do anytime something touches the chain of command. This is standard operating procedure. But CNN somehow turns that into authoritarian silencing or refusing to admit what those senators were clearly implying, that Donald Trump gives illegal orders. And in less than 2 minutes, Scott exposes it. Stop what? What illegal orders? Not one person can name a single example. They're reacting to a narrative they invented. They're not reacting to reality. Now we're going to jump over to the arena with Kasie Hunt, and you're going to like this clip because one of the panelists takes the identical script and cranks it into overdrive. Back to it.
The idea that the president is going to go after sitting members of Congress for putting out, a video online that, Republicans rightfully say has political elements to it. It seems as I struggle to see which Republicans are really behind the president on this, and that seems to underscore that perhaps it goes farther than he often does.
An administration investigating members of Congress? Are you describing Operation Arctic Frost to me, or are we talking about current events? I hear you.
I'm talking about a video, Scott, right? Like you put a video out.
Arctic Frost now?
Okay.
Defending it? No, I'm saying, she said that power changes hands, and I assume what you meant was that you shudder to think what would happen when Democrats took power. They already had
Democrats are in power, and there are Republicans who are making political videos, right? Are they going to use the FBI to investigate them too, right?
Here's what I think.
What?
Here's what I think. Plenty of Republicans are outraged about this. This video was clearly designed to try to create a narrative among the American people that the president had been or was about to give illegal orders. And it appears to me that it all has to do with what he's doing with Venezuela. That seems to be what they're mad about, although they did ask Alyssa Slotkin on TV, and she cited a Hollywood movie to rationalize or justify what she had done. I don't know what the truth is about these interviews, and I don't know if they'll ever be compelled to do it or not. But I do know whether Republicans are circumspect about the law enforcement angle here, most Republicans I know are pretty darn angry that Democrats made an irresponsible public statement trying to tell the American people that the commander-in-chief had been or was about to give illegal orders.
I'm making a distinction between the creation of the video and whether Republicans are mad about that or think that it was a bad idea, and the idea that the president of the United States is going to use the Pentagon and the FBI to go after sitting members of Congress for basically talking.
Well, I agree with you. Some Republicans have been circumspect about that. Others that I've heard say, you know, if there's something here, it ought to be looked into. But I'm going to give you the political analysis, which is most Republicans that I've heard from on this and hear about on it are very, very angry that these Democrats did something this irresponsible.
Can I move away from the what about, which I know, Scott, you love to do, and actually say
why don't you want to acknowledge that it's a real argument?
Let me actually say
I wouldn't want to talk about it
what is actually happening here, which is, you know, I'm a longtime foreign correspondent. I've lived in many countries and covered them. This is stuff you see in China. This is stuff you see in Russia, where you go after opposition members for sedition, where you go after opposition members for legislative disruption, for colluding with foreign governments. Like, these are all words that you hear in other countries, like Venezuela, for example, when they're trying to actually intimidate the opposition in this country. So what we're seeing here is not a good faith sort of attempt to really understand what's happening, or whether these lawmakers did something wrong or didn't do something wrong. What you're actually seeing is like this very familiar toolbook in other countries, which is intimidation over free speech. You cannot like what they said. I don't listen.
Intimidation?
Can I? Oh.
Well, I mean,
can we stick to the? Can we stick? No.
I'm asking.
Can we stick to the
actual?
actual? Can we stick to the actual?
You see that in other countries?
But so, do you agree with what the president's doing?
Do I agree that he should be mad about this? Yes.
Mad is different.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different.
I don't know what he's doing. All I've heard is from Democrats who claim that they're now being investigated. I don't know what the truth is, but do I think he should be outraged about it?
Do you think the FBI should be investigating lawmakers?
I don't know. I'm not qualified to tell you whether they have broken any laws or not.
Max.
This chick is unbelievable. She jumped straight to China, Russia, Venezuela, as if a routine Pentagon review is equivalent to authoritarian regimes hunting political opponents. Scott hit her with such a perfect reality check. Are you describing Operation Arctic Frost to me? There's a very obvious reason that she didn't engage with Scott's question, because Democrats are hypocrites. They loved Arctic Frost when it meant digging for dirt on Republicans with almost nothing to go on. The craziest part? Arctic Frost went after a massive list of Republicans, dozens of them, on exponentially flimsier grounds than anything happening here. It wasn't a review. It was an actual political fishing expedition. And you guys know I watch a lot of CNN, and I don't seem to recall them calling that intimidation. But now the Pentagon, doing the mildest, most basic due diligence possible, suddenly becomes dictatorship? Come on. And while I'd like to see every single one of these senators face consequences for their actions, I stand by what I said in the last video. I still don't think anyone is getting punished for this. They're all civilians except Mark Kelly, and 99.9999999% of the time, Washington never punishes its own. People lie to Congress under oath. I just don't believe anything's coming. I pray that I'm wrong. And while I was thinking about how politicians never face any consequences, I was thinking, if there's any real protected class in this country, it's not some identity group. It's politicians and the powerful. Rules for thee, but not for me. Every single time. There's only one real story here, and it's the recklessness of these senators. They implied that the commander-in-chief gives illegal orders, but nobody on the 3 or 4 panels I've watched on this subject can name a single one. I mean, we're not surprised that CNN won't say that, because admitting it destroys their entire intimidation narrative. Everything we've watched today shows exactly how CNN operates every minute of every day. A routine review becomes authoritarianism, and the people who sparked the controversy and their victims. And the real political elite, the real protected class, always walks away untouched. I've never been a news anchor or run a news network, but it seems to me that if you're going to publicly question the chain of command, you might want to have an actual example. I mean, just one at least. None of them have one, and they all avoid the question. Doesn't that tell you everything you need to know? If you like watching videos of liberals making absolute fools of themselves, then click on one of the videos that pops up on the end screen. We've got a boatload of them on this channel. But what do you guys think? I know we all want to see these senators face consequences for their actions, but do you honestly think anything's going to happen to them? Like I said, I hope I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's it for this video. No announcements accomplishments today other than comment, like, subscribe, follow me on X. If you do one of those things or all of them, it'll be the best decision you've made in a long time. As always, thank you so much for taking some time to watch my video. And happy belated Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a great one. Otherwise, always put God first, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And like I said, click on one of the videos that's on the screen or about to pop up on the screen.